Nightbeat is brought to you by YourWorldOfWonder.com. The name's Mace, Dan Mace. I'm a reporter for the Globe. I cover the night beat in a city that never sleeps, Noir City. These are its stories. In our last episode, me and Raven found Savetti the blackmailer in a 2-bit dive with a hole in his chest. I dreaded calling the cops again after already babysitting another corpse just last night. While I pulled out my cell phone and made the call, Raven was searching the place. I helped to search for anything that might point to who shot Savetti while we waited for the cops to show up. We looked everything over, including frisking the corpse, but found nothing. When the cops finally arrived, it was Ryan again. "Mace! What the hell is it with you? Every time I turn around, you're offering me a body. Did she shoot this one too?" he said, pointing at Raven. Raven just gave him a nasty look, and I said, "No, we just found him like this." "You gotta tell me what's going on, Mace. I read your column and there was nothing in it about the other guy, and now you two are standing over another one already. I checked into her and she's got a rep for playing it straight. But 2 bodies in 2 days, with you two standing together over them, tells me there's something going on I should be interested in. Now what the hell are you two up to and what's this about?" Raven gave me a warning look not to say anything. "It's simple, Ryan. Raven here was attacked and she defended herself. This guy was supposed to be a witness to a hit and run, and I'm guessing the guy he witnessed didn't want him talking. That's all there is to it." He gave me a look like he thought I was an idiot. "You expect me to believe that?" "Hey, pal, that's all we know. You can believe it or not, and that won't change the story." Ryan shook his head and held his hand out to Raven. "Hand it over. It'll have to be tested against that bullet in him." Raven didn't have to be told what it was. She took a gun out and gave it to him. "You two are going to have to come down to the precinct until we get the test results back and see if they clear you. And you still have to fill out the paperwork on both corpses." "Come on, Ryan. That means a whole night in jail, and probably a good part of tomorrow waiting for those results. How about we come by tomorrow afternoon and square things up?" "Sorry, Mace. The lieutenant chewed me out real good for letting you go before, and then neither of you showed up today like I told you to. Let's go." Ryan spoke to the guy checking out the body in the room and led us to his car. He got on his radio, told the woman on the other end what happened and to get Raven's car towed to the police impound. She could pick it up there when they're done with us. If they're done with us. After they frisked us, I used my one call to tell the paper I wouldn't have a column for them tonight and skipped the details about why. Raven didn't make a call and we spent the night in adjoining cells. "Raven, what made you get into this business?" "I thought it was a good way to meet quality men," she said in a sarcastic tone. I looked at her. "You know, you don't have to be a hard ass all the time." "It's my most endearing trait," she said with more sarcasm. "I'm guessing you don't have a lot of second dates. Then why the hell did you ask me out?" "I'm into pain." She laughed at that. "Actually, Raven, you really are beautiful to look at, and I wondered if somewhere beneath that hard shell that you use for protection, you might be as beautiful inside." "No," she said. "I enjoy being a bitch. I was hoping to use this time to getting to know you better. Get to know the real you. You just did. This is me. Still want that date?" "Yeah. I'll get through that armor you're wearing before this case is over. Let me sleep and leave me the hell alone." "Does that mean no cuddling?" I asked, and she laughed. I didn't get much sleep, but Raven seemed to do all right. In the morning, they brought us something that was supposed to pass for breakfast. We didn't discuss the case, figuring the cops were listening. I knew all the cells were bugged and recorded. Raven and I talked about nothing that mattered, and around 11 o'clock Ryan showed up. "All right, you're clear. The bullet didn't come from your gun. Do me a favor. If you find any more bodies, don't call it in. Just leave it be." He unlocked the cells and let us out. Raven got her gun back, and after planning to meet at Madame Ovella's at 2, Raven went to get her car, and I went home to shower and change. I had a feeling there wouldn't be time to find something new to write for tonight's column, so I wrote a story about a club that opened a week ago that I had checked out. My editor asked why no column last night. I told him I was sick and didn't get to it. He didn't believe me, but he knew he wasn't going to get a better answer. 2 o'clock rolled around, and I found Raven waiting outside the House of Delight for me. We didn't hug. I knocked on the door, and it didn't take long for that same mountain to open it. He stepped back and let us in. "I'll tell her you're here," he said, and went to her office. I scanned the room out of habit, but the instant my eyes landed on her, they stopped, like a physical blockade kept them from moving any further. She smiled at me, and my first thought was to ask her to marry me. My second thought was, "Get it together, boy. You are no woman's fool." The mountain returned and pointed to Raven. "You can come in. He waits out here." It didn't surprise me. The lady made it well known she didn't trust me. I nodded my head to Raven, and she looked at me, then at the one I was staring at. The look she gave me then wasn't meant to warm my heart. She followed the big guy to the office. I walked over to the vamp and sat beside her on the couch. There was empty single comfy chairs, but she had chosen the couch to sit on. That told me she was open to company. "I'm Dan," I said. "Ava. What brings a private detective and a reporter here?" "I don't know about her, but I was hoping to see you again." She smiled like it wasn't the first time she heard that. She cupped my cheek with her hand wrapped in a very soft, very expensive, long leather glove and leaned in closer. In a soft, deep, seductive voice she said, "Okay, you saw me, but why are you really here?" It took every bit of restraint I could muster not to melt into that hand. "Do you always get what you want?" In that same voice, she leaned in until our lips were about an inch apart. "Yes." She kissed me, and in that moment I forgot anything else but those beautiful, full, incredibly soft lips. I started thinking a lot of interesting things, but then an alarm bell was ringing in my head a lot louder than the rest, and I pulled away and leaned back. "Nice try," I said. The look of surprise on her face told me a lot. "What's wrong?" I asked her. All that confidence left her. Why? "Oh, shut up and leave me alone." I smiled, feeling proud of myself for not falling for her tactics, leaned back on the couch. The room went quiet, and the other girls in the room were staring at me like I was something they'd never seen before. I wasn't wrong about Ava always getting what she wanted. As Raven re-entered the room, Ava got up and left without a word. "Come on, Dan. We'll talk outside." Still feeling good about myself, I followed Raven to her car and we got in. The first thing she said was, "What the hell happened in there? The room was dead quiet and the vamp was walking out looking all pissed off. What did you do?" She tried to seduce me and it didn't work. And she doesn't handle things like that well. "Now tell me, what happened in the madam's office?" Raven looked surprised that I didn't turn into Ava's plaything. Madame Ovella got another blackmail letter. I compared it with the first one, and the handwriting didn't match. Raven handed me the letters, and I looked them over. There was something about the second one that struck me, but I couldn't put my finger on what it was. So Savetti either had a partner, or someone else he blabbed to decided to cut himself in on the deal, I said. That's how I figure it too, but this time it's different. The letter told her to mail the money to a P.O. box, and if it wasn't there in 3 days, they'd post the info on the politician all over the internet. Is she going to pay? Yeah, she'll mail it out tomorrow. She'll get it from the politician later today. And we watched the box to see who picks it up, I said. Raven nodded. There's something else about this whole thing that doesn't add up. Something is off and it's bugging me because I can't put my finger on it. Funny you should say that. I was thinking the same thing. We talked about it for a while but came up with nothing and agreed to meet across the street from the post office the next day after lunch. The money wouldn't be in the box before that. It was almost 1 when I met Raven and we sat in the car. She had someone she uses for help on cases in the post office watching. Tune in next week for the next episode of Night Beat. Night Beat is brought to you by YourWorldOfWonder.com. Check out our other stories and I'll meet you here next week. This is Dan Mace signing off.